and thanks for joining EYFS today. I'm here with 4 practitioners, 2 from Leeds and 2 from Birmingham, from a setting that is pretty special to me as it's the school I went to myself. It's great to meet you all. So, let's think what a unique child means to us.
Okay, so where does it hurt? Where? Here. Where did it hurt? Okay. You're not coming. Is anyone calling? Does anyone hurt it? Where did it hurt? Where did it hurt? Really, really sore. Let's make it better. Right. Don't worry. It's okay, darling. Give us. Thank you. Yeah, plastic glove. Oi! Hello? Yeah, where does it hurt? There. Okay, let's put someone.
That's exactly what the unique child means, doesn't it? How do you give that child that sense of their own unique personality as they sit and work amongst a group of other children which sits within a setting? I think what this document does is bring us back to the individual as at the heart of that wider community. Do you think this will challenge some people's practices?
Absolutely. The document is very user-friendly. It's easy to read. You can see the care throughout every strand of it, which is at the root of it all, really. Trying to put this into place and linking it with what previous knowledge we've already got. It just sits so well. The results are phenomenal day in, day out. The children are building in self-confidence. Their self-esteem is going through the roof. They're participating in activities that we never thought they'd ever participate in and finding their voice. And it's just taking that risk that, no, you don't have to be at their shoulder all the time. Stand back, let them learn.
It is about trusting them, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Trusting their individual capacity to take themselves forward.
I think this will be very empowering for practitioners.
Definitely.
I think it will give practitioners the confidence to move forward, really, and to give children that opportunity to develop and learn and take things their own way.
The children finding their own voice.
Yes.
A lot of children
and having a voice that will be listened to as well.
Yeah, they don't, and it's just having their own individual input and just being themselves, which is what we want.
I think it'll be a great challenge for some people, taking that step outside the box. And some people are very cut and dry, aren't they? Some people see what's in front of them and think, I can do that. But it's thinking, how can I do that in lots of different ways, or how can I do that in a way that will capture the children's imagination?
Yeah. Now, inclusive practice is the second commitment in a unique child. Take a look at this.
If I was that little girl whose mum had got up and danced in assembly, I'd just be feeling so proud and so special that she'd come and done that. I think there's confidence that they had to do that in front of the other parents and in front of practitioners, I thought was just amazing, really, that they felt secure and happy to do it.
Yes, it's a symbol of their confidence with you and your openness as a setting that they
feel comfortable as well to do that.
Yeah. Not
I
just
don't
that
think
they enjoyed it, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Everybody enjoyed
I
it.
don't think I ever would have done that as a parent when my children were at school.
No.
I don't think I would have been able to do that.
So how do you do that? How do you create that kind of atmosphere and that ethos where parents do feel confident to come in and share who they are?
I don't think it just happens overnight. I think it's something that's built up over time, and the fact that we are a unit and children join us when they're 3 in nursery. So we actually know some of the parents for 2 years.
Right.
You just build it up over that time by always being there to talk, always a smile as well, which I think is so important. And to feel that they're valued, that what parents say is listened to.
That's a really important point you make there about listening, because sometimes as practitioners we seem to do a lot of telling and not so much listening to what parents have got
Yes.
to bring to the party, don't we?
And I think it's really very important as well to give positive feedback as often as you can to parents so that they can celebrate what their children can do at school, and then we can celebrate what they can do at home as well and link the two
We do
together.
quite a lot of parent partnerships where we get the parents to come in
Yeah.
on workshops and
Just seeing them as partners, isn't it? And seeing that
That's
they have a
right.
key role, they are the child's key educator, but then working in a partnership to get the best out of the children that we have.
It's just worth all the effort. They've trusted you so much with their child, and with their needs, with the parents' needs as well. You've understood that it is a big wrench to hand them over to somebody for 6 hours a day. To be really aware of that loss for the parent and the loss for the child, and be there as a security blanket for both, really.
Keeping safe is the next commitment. So how safe is safe?
Right, okay,
We're all in there, Deb. We've got any scissors? We should have some scissors. Okay, you hold mine just tight. Put it around the pole, just on the end. You do it secure. We have to make it tight. That's it. Oh, we've got to go that side. We're going that side. Look. Has it worked or not? Okay.
Got some colours here. Do you want to come and have a look at the colours? We've got any colour you like. We're just going to make it look nice and colourful. Okay? Do you want this one, Josh?
Yellow.
Okay, put some yellow on then.
Yellow. I'm doing it red too.
Oh, that looks good, doesn't it?
I mixed blue and green.
Some of those children were pushing their capacities to the limits, taking some risks and learning about all kinds of things in those situations.
I think in that case in particular, we explained very carefully to the children that it was gloss paint that children don't usually use. We explained to them what would happen if they got it on their clothes, for example. That's really important, to give them the information that they need to be able to then make their own judgments. They were given the opportunity to use something they wouldn't normally be able to use, and it was the right paint for the job because those tubes are for outside.
the children will try these new things, but knowing there's that little bit of a safety net. You are there. If it all goes wrong, I have got an adult or a carer or somebody there, and they will just push themselves and push their boundaries that little bit more because they know they've got that safety net.
I think the personal, social and emotional development of children is a strong element of giving children the capacity to keep safe. Can you tell us a bit about how you work with those dimensions?
I think PSE and all of the elements of that is a key factor for the rest of the child's learning. I think that once that's developing, then I think children, if they're happy, secure, safe, they're ready to learn. In our setting, we do promote positive relationships throughout everything we do. We always promote that. From coming in the morning and saying to the children, oh, I really like your hairband, or aren't your shoes beautiful today? To starting off with a compliment. It boosts their self-esteem and it sets them up for a happy day, I think. Children are quick to pick up on risk, aren't they, as well? We have scissors and our children will turn around and say, you're not holding those properly. If you fall, that's going to cut you. And they know now and it's just one simple, quick discussion with the children about keeping safe and making sure that they were safe in the classroom environment. And I think they're quite articulate in that way. They can pick up risk and how to avoid it or how not to hurt themselves or others.
Don't you think there are some boundaries around that? I mean, how much risk and how do you ensure that the risk doesn't turn into recklessness?
I think to some extent children, they make their own boundaries. For example, when we go in the hall and for the first time when they get the really big climbing frame out that goes right up to the ceiling, I think you've got to trust that children will stop when they've gone high enough. They'll only do what they're capable of doing. But also there has to be a framework for that to fall in. We have to have rules about the climbing frame, about them not being able to push anyone or to jump from very high up. And so it's about having a framework for the children to operate within, which enables them to take their own risks, but also them knowing their own capabilities at the same time.
It's like a mixture of the two, really, isn't it?
It's a
All
balance,
combined,
really,
yeah.
isn't it?
Let's talk about well-being. Maeve, this is a great clip of a parent in your setting. Let's watch.
I know it's quite a long time ago, but we've been asking parents to have a look at the things that they wrote before their children started school. Do you remember you wrote down what you hoped for Erin?
Yeah. I hope my little Erin continues to be eager and keen to learn, and that she develops her kind and sharing nature and remains as loving to her friends and parents and auntie as she has been. Also, that she continues to have fun while still learning and finding out about new things. We all want Erin to just continue to be Erin and never lose the brightness that is her.
The bit that strikes me is the final line, keeping the brightness within her. And I just feel it's our job to feed their souls with education, with seeing the awe and wonder in the world around them, taking them outside, to look at a leaf, to experience a snowy day, a rainy day, and see all those wonderful things and help them to realise that they can learn through that as well as within the classroom setting as well.
Erin's dad's speech, it did bring tears to my eyes, watching it, realising how, as you said, it totally enchanted with her. And it sort of, as a practitioner, it's very, very powerful to sit and watch that. And you think, actually, yes, he's not interested in literacy in the numeracy part. He's interested in the fact that Erin, as a person, is developing and carrying on with that personality that she's got, obviously wonderful personality that she has, and sort of enriching what she
But
vowed.
also, what trust to give you the responsibility for that child. It is an entrustment, isn't it?
When the child first comes to school in the morning, that you speak to that child, but we always address the parents as well. And usually on first name terms, we speak to them.
And it also puts us in a really privileged position when some parents are going through a crisis of sorts and want to talk to you about what's happening, and therefore you can help their child, support their child while something's going on that's not very happy at home.
It's just nice having that relationship that they can approach you.
So thinking of the conversation we've had and the children that we know, do you feel this early years foundation stage document is a step forward to provide for children more effectively?
It's broken down into so many easy steps to use, and it's easy to read, it's manageable, and it's not this whole thing that you're thinking, oh my goodness me, how daunting, I've got to try and deliver all this and this. It's broken down into different steps, which is easy to apply.
I think firstly we have to remember that we're all unique children, and we all started out from different backgrounds, different races, religious beliefs, and we want to live in this world valued and respected. And I think as adults, if we know that, we should strive to recognise that in every child that walks through our door and nurture that, and hopefully let them see them finish their education as unique but more than when they started.
We've been really inspired by seeing your settings at work, and thank you for your comments too. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.